I guess talk about the idea of truth, and the possibility of non-cognitivists holding on to truth, or not holding on to truth, being the fact that they don't believe that moral claims express belief. So I guess to start off with, how is it possible for somebody to kind of retain truth and also believe that these moral claims themselves don't express beliefs? Would you mind kind of diving into the truth element a little bit for us?
Sure. Just to say, and as you rightly picked up, so non-cognitivism is the view that when you make a moral judgment, you're not expressing a belief. One, perhaps a neat way of understanding beliefs are about stuff. They describe the world as being a certain way. So you can see why beliefs are associated with truth aptness. So they're the sort of things that can be true or false, beliefs are, because they're describing the world as being a certain way. Non-cognitivists say that when you make moral judgments, you're not expressing a belief. So then you're not talking seemingly about anything. And if you're not talking about anything, your claims seemingly can't be truth apt. Namely, they can't be the sort of things that could be a true or false. And if they're not truth apt, they can't be true. So then another way of why people think that non-cognitivism is a non-starter is because they think, well, that means that non-cognitivists have no space for truth, moral truth, but clearly things are morally right or wrong, and it's true that they're right and wrong, claims about things being right or wrong being true. So non-cognitivism is a non-starter. And as you said, that's not true. No pun intended, right? That's because that account of truth and truth aptness that I just outlined is just one option of what truth aptness and truth is in the array of what philosophers talk about in terms of truth. So, for example, if you think truth is about being able to assert, if you say snow is white is true, just means snow is white, there's no extra entity here. Or if you say that truth is about coherence amongst groups of people, then maybe there's ways of motivating truth that don't require your claims to be about stuff and that stuff existing in the world. So it's only when you have a certain account of truth, namely a correspondence theory of truth, that you get into this problem of, well, it looks like non-cognitivisms can't have truth aptness or truth. If you reject that, talk about correspondence theory, deflationist theory, other theories, then you've got a way of talking about truth.
That's really interesting. Kind of almost like you're addressing the same thing, but kind of something else at the same time. Almost like you're kind of collapsing or deflating. You mentioned this idea of truth. I find that to be really, really helpful. I don't know if this is possible, but kind of I think when we began to talk about error theory and we mentioned that you can kind of be an error theorist about religious claims, that was a really useful way to kind of help me to kind of get my head around error theory and why it's possible to push back against that sort of kind of gut or instinctual reaction that doesn't make sense for me to be making moral claims with them to always be false. Is there another space like religion or like something else we could use to kind of dive into this idea of sort of collapsing truth just a little bit more to really help sink it home?
You could run, and I think people do run, a non-cognitivist theories in religion as well. So the claim there is that when you are making claims about God, say, then you're not describing some features of the world, you are expressing a non-cognitive state. And it's true because when you're making those claims, that if you can genuinely assert those claims, there's certain rules of your language in your operation, then that's all that truth is, right? It's about the ability to make those assertions in those contexts. I use assertions in quote marks there. So, if someone said truthfully, God exists, that's true. Does that mean it has to be a God? Well, no, because I don't think truth operates in that sort of way. There's a different account of truth here.
If you enjoyed this clip, then head on over to Locals to access the full conversation right now. Supporters can access the video version and everyone can access the audio-only version of the conversation. I'll see you over there.